Basically, VHS becoming big, and my dad worked for a company that owned a bunch of gas stations, and they rented out videos, and they had like a chain of gas stations. But he worked at the headquarters where they would get all the videos in like a week or two before they would come out, and they would let all the employees take them home early. And so my dad would come home literally with a paper bag, grocery bag, chuck full of VHS films, still in plastic, brand new. We're talking everything from like Ghostbusters to Gremlins to Goonies to RoboCop, you name it. Like all those things that come out back in the day in that time period. Beverly Hills Cop, Rambo, all kinds of stuff. So yeah, no, it was just kind of started there. And what would happen is back then when VCRs, because they were so expensive, if any of the tapes had like one bad spot or anything wrong with the tape,
Mhm.
they would pull it from circulation. So what they would do is let the employees then take them home at their own risk, like be like, oh, there's something wrong with the tape, so if it messes up your machine, it's not on us, you know.
Yeah.
So my dad would come home periodically with literally stacks of movies. So growing up, I had just a huge collection of movies from like I had Police Academy, National Lampoon's Vacation, Death Wish 2, Porky's, I
Jeez.
think we had, Popeye, just all kinds of just old movies and stuff that were always around. And so I grew up this with a growing library. And then basically when that place closed down and he moved to a different job, well then I kind of was kind of the first time I ever really started renting movies, and I didn't even realize you didn't get the covers with them and all this stuff. It was kind of a weird culture shock to me. And so I kind of just got into collecting beyond that, just started buying my own movies and stuff like that, and just kind of spawned from there. I always wanted to get into Laserdisc, but just could never afford it as a teenager and whatnot. My parents couldn't afford to buy it for me, so just never
Yeah.
kind of quite got into it, although would have loved to. But DVD was something I adopted very, very early, and I was a very big fan of, and that really kind of even just, ballooned even more. And I had a video store at one point of my own, worked in several video stores, so home video has always been a big part of my life. I mean, I always liked, I DJ'd too, so not just,
Right.
movies, but like music was always a big part of my life too. So collecting physical media in general. I mean, I even have a nice collection of books. I wouldn't say it's a huge collection, but ironically, almost everything generally revolves around movies, which is funny. I mean, my music not so much, but my books and my music, I do have other stuff, but I mean, I do have a lot of soundtracks, probably more soundtracks than most people would.